All right. Good afternoon, Ann.
Good afternoon, Kelvin.
Hey, how are you?
Right.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down and have a chat with me about like how things are going since you've been to one of my workshops and now you're actually going back to your campus and being able to implement some of the strategies. So the first question I have is, do you remember which workshop you came to, and not necessarily the actual title, but like the year and the month of, if you can remember?
Sure. Yeah, we went down. So we're, based in Massachusetts, and we couldn't fit one of the local mass ones. So we went down to New Jersey in the summer of 23, I believe it
Okay.
was. Yes. It was July. A few of us went down. And, I feel like it was sort of the nuts and bolts of, I can't remember the title, but
Sure.
just really the nuts and bolts of really getting restorative practices into play. And it was great. It was a 2-day workshop, and we left super energized. And we're always a little more energized in the summer. I think we had the headspace to really sit, and we brought a team. A few people from our campus that represented 6 to 12. So we were able to really listen, talk, and then really think about what this looks like on our campus and with our students and our families, right? So it was good. It was I always just seem to get more out of my summer workshops and that kind of work because again, we're not dealing with 100 different things. So we really were pretty intentional, and that was July, and we don't really start school till August. So we had all of August to really work on some handbook language and really get some things prepped to start in September. And yeah, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since. So
Thank you for that. The one thing that's funny about the workshop you mentioned, now I'm thinking about the one you came to, because there were quite a few people that came from the
mm,
New England area to that particular workshop. There were quite a few from northern and upstate New York that also came. There was a group, I believe, at that one of like 18 that came from Arkansas for that. I think
yes,
I made that announcement at some point. I was like, I got to acknowledge that, my cousins, so to speak, are here because I'm from Mississippi. So at least I have some representation here. But here's one thing that was funny about that workshop. So I think it was day two. There was another thing that was going on for another type of educational thing that was happening at the same hotel. And so I'm checking people in, and I see a person coming through the door, uh, getting pushed in a wheelchair. And so I'm like, okay, I checked everybody in yesterday. There's a person coming in. What are they coming in here for? So I'm just kind of like looking and looking and looking. And then the person rolls the person by me, and the gentleman that's in the wheelchair speaks to me. And I'm sitting there like squinting, like, okay, wait a second. This guy looks familiar, but it can't be. And then another, somebody that was in our training came out and said, that guy looks like John Amos, right? Like the dad from Good Times. And it was him. He was there
oh,
speaking to the other group at that point, and
oh,
for their, like, I guess, a speaker for them for that particular day. But it was
yeah.
just a small work. I think he just passed away like last year. But it was funny,
Oh,
like at the same time, like I'm
yeah.
literally seeing
Right.
John Amos come through the door and go over there. So that was kind of one of those things that happened. I
Yeah.
always remember that from that particular workshop. I'm like, and it was so lucky that a person was actually out there with me, because you see stuff in life
Right.
sometimes you're
Yeah.
like, there's no way anybody's gonna believe that this is
Yeah.
happening right now. So I'm like, if I go back and say, I was like, did I see? I wouldn't even have told anybody if he wouldn't have confirmed
Oh, that's so
that he
funny.
saw the same thing. So no, that was actually a great workshop. And what I mean by it, it wasn't like not my presentation, but I really truly enjoyed the
Mhm.
diversity,
Mhm.
especially geographically of that one.
Yeah.
And I also greatly appreciated just the energy that everybody had brought. There was a lot of positive energy at that one, so I'm
Yeah.
glad that that was the one that you were able to come and participate in.